Thank you for staying with us. The increase in petrol price is one of the challenges affecting every Nigerian. We have in the studio to continue this conversation the National Operations Controller, Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, Mike Osati. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
It's good to see you. Welcome.
Good morning.
Yes.
Right. Let's even begin with you helping us understand what the market forces are that are driving these prices of petrol up. Nigerians were surprised that in less than 2 months we're seeing another hike in price. And one word that has been coming out of the whole conversation is market forces, market forces. And it seems like it's not making sense to some Nigerians. So help us better understand it.
Yeah, thank you. Since they have already removed subsidy from 29th of May, and having exhausted the old stock, which was in hand, which, I mean, NNPC claim is to be about 40 days stock, people are now bringing in products. And I think the first vessel that there yesterday at Ijegun, which was brought in by MRDEB, under the post-subsidy regime. So now coming back to what you are talking about, the market forces, the market has been freed. It's now open. It's now to be determined by the parameters and fundamentals. The parameters and fundamentals are what is the landing cost, what is the cost of crude per barrel, and then what is the exchange rate that has been used to import the fuel. The term of subsidy is gone, as Bill has said. So people are now free to bring in fuel based on the market fundamentals. And these are the driving force. Those two factors are the driving force, the crude price. If the crude price comes down, definitely the price will come down. If it goes up, it will also go up. I think a month ago it was about $70 to a barrel. But yesterday it's around $80 to a barrel. And before, we were buying dollar for 6 something. It's around 50 or 7. But now it's about 840, 30 yesterday. So if you factor in those two parameters, definitely landing cost will be high. And then by the time you put your transportation, your margin, then definitely we are going to buy at the higher price. But having said that, right, more money for the government.
How?
Yeah, like, they have already unified the foreign forest rate, which the arbitrage that has been happening before now go to the federal government purse. And also the subsidy that has been being paid every month, about 500 billion or whatever, is now going to the federal government purse. And as you are aware, we heard yesterday that next week, federal government will share about 2 trillion.
Yes, at the end of the month.
Which is 3 times of what has used to be. The highest I think I've seen was 800 billion, 600, 700, but now 2 trillion. So where does it come from? It's from this subsidy and this FX new regime. And I can tell you in another 2, 3, 4 months, I'm saying it again, that when all the loopholes are being blocked, right, the tax reform they want to do, we can go as high as 3 trillion to share, by the territorial government. But the problem is, will they use it well? To cushion the effect of this.
Because that's the critical aspect. You say in the next 2-3 months, the guest we just had said that this will go on for a long time, the pinch Nigerians are facing. And I'm wondering, with what you are saying, are you saying that Nigerians will not feel the pinch as much as it is in the next 2-3 months, that things will stabilize? Is that what you're saying?
If we are having 600 billion like my state now, my Ekiti state, if it's having about 4 billion per month before, it's having about 12 billion, right? Then it uses the money now to do so many things, transportation, roads, so many radical infrastructure with the money. So I believe that if we use the money very well, why can't we have the benefit but you cannot eat your cake and have it. If we are suffering by paying more for petrol and other services, then government also should also do their own duty by spending this money judiciously, transparently, and according to the people, so that even the populace will have confidence in the system. Unlike before. So, and this now, the ball now stayed on the government table, both the federal, the state, and the government, so that people can feel relieved.
All right. Now, the NNPC GMD talked about, just like Veronica mentioned earlier, that the market forces are the ones determining what the prices are right now. Now, you have also said that, there are more people going into the business now to import, petroleum products. So, are we expecting, now that NNPC is no longer the monopoly bringing in oil, are we expecting that in the coming days or in the coming months, as more vessels from different marketers come in, it could drive down the price? Can that be an assumption, an economic assumption?
That's quite possible, because now that the monopoly power has been removed from the government side to the NPC, the market now is free. Even you yourself can even import. You can import. If you meet the requirement, yes. And there's guidelines. And why it will come down is that there's going to be competition in the system. There's going to be efficiency. There's going to be more service to customers along this value chain, right? And everybody, as a private sector, we are after efficiency and profit and cost reduction.
Yeah, but recall sometime last year, it was reported that some companies imported some very dangerous fuel that knocked people's engines and so on. That has been investigated, but we keep it beside. There are concerns that if anybody can go import fuel, people could also import very low quality fuel and damage people's things as well.
That's why I said that's why we have authority. There's midstream, downstream regulatory authority.
But we had the authority that time when that crude was when that oil
when that happened.
Imported. That time they were operating on that swap. Right? I give you crude, give me PMS, trade the butter. I think I spoke that time also that some agency or within the chain has failed to do their job, right? By not detecting what happened. But we have guidelines now.
Your government has banned the swap system.
Too many conditions. Before you bring in fuel, you don't just go and bring in fuel anywhere. We have agents that we check, which is the authority, that will control what's coming in, check it, take it to lab before you can discharge. It's not a free for all, or you can just go and bring from anywhere. No, there are regulations, there are conditions, which I think the authority now must exert their power under the PIA, right, to exercise for the benefit of Nigerians.
Now, this matter of increase, there are those who have tied it to perhaps we're not having enough storage that could last us for a bit, such that we do not have this continuous increment in price. Earlier, you talked about the fact that old stock, we have finished our old stock and now this is a new stock coming in. Talk to us about what our storage is like, our storage capacity is like, such that it can be sustainable for Nigerians for a period of time, and we would not keep having this increment up and down, perhaps monthly, yearly, weekly, whatever it is as it stands. What's our capacity?
There's no capacity that you have that will not be exhausted. Even if you have 1 year stock, it will end one day, and then you have to replace. Right? You have to replenish your stock.
How regularly?
It can be every 2 weeks, every day, every week. And as you are bringing your own, I'm bringing your own, my own. You are bringing your own. It will not arrive same day, same time. It's a revolving operation, and price will be different. The price they brought in, the vessel that is studying now, may be lower than people who are just booking their own import now because of the disparity in the exchange rate, which will keep on changing every day. And then you have to also note that the import-export window, which is what is being used to source for forex, right, is tight. CBN don't give them foreign exchange. Let me make it clear to Nigerians. You saw the sources from, black market, in quote. They said the black market is not existing. Yes. But when you talk of export-import window, the foreign exchange is not enough. It's like too many people chasing a few dollars, you know. So they get it as yesterday, 30, 35, 840. It even went as bad as 845. So, and if you are lucky to now pick at 845, you know what it's going to cost. Compare with somebody who bought at 830 or 820. So there's going to be this disparity in your landing cost, in my own landing cost, and yours. But averagely, right? Averagely we're going to be operating within the same realm in terms of pricing. And from now, as it has been in the diesel industry before, and even now, price will be changing from station A to station B, even within the same area. But it will be marginal. What will now make you to say is, what service are you going to provide for your, for your customers, by your staff, right? By the quality of what you are sending, the quantity also, and consumers, they have choice now.
Do they really have the choice?
They have choice, because if you are not giving the best service in your station, they will go
somewhere else.
Go somewhere else. These people, they know where they have correct meter.
You have to mention it. We need to hear this
coming from you. I like that.
Meter, yeah.
It's not. They can't have a perfect system. If you're looking for a perfect system, or there's no.
It's only in heaven. Someone would say.
Maybe in heaven itself. Well, we have not been there, but I'm telling you.
From what they say.
What they say. So that is the idea of service now coming. That's where the service coming, right? So people will buy for it, and they will put it, they will look at it, and people will buy. So people will go to where they believe is they have good service. That's the service I'm talking about. Not greeting you.
Or the smiles on the face.
No,
the smile doesn't put anything.
But isn't there a way to check these activities of these persons, especially this metering?
Yeah, in fact, we have the system that's check it. But at the same time, if you want to just change, you are doing yourself under this regime, right? Before, when we have scarcity, people buy from anywhere. That's one of the benefits of the regulation, right? You are cleaning yourself. If you are changing, you are just changing the masses, because nobody, a lot of them, you don't see one vehicle in your station in a day, while your neighbors they have queues.
Cashing out.
Yes. So they will not tell you when you're going to go to the drawing board and reset your parameters. So Nigeria we gain a lot now in terms of quality service, in terms of fair price, in terms of, you say, profiteering. There's no more profiteering anywhere now.
Really?
Yes, there's no more profiteering, because you cannot outprice yourself. If you outprice yourself, you just say that you keep about 40 million stock somewhere. It's not moving. Are you in business? No.
All right, we have the Dangote refinery that everybody has talked about. What difference is that going to make now when they start production by next month? By August, we expect that from the reports or from the assurance that was given, by August, we should be seeing the oil from Dangote refinery. We also see the BUA coming up with their refinery that will be ready next year by God's grace. So, talk to us how this is going to make a difference in the entire mix that Nigerians are right now.
Yeah, we have to also thank Dangote for even bailing us out. The mess.
So this is a bailout? It's
a bailout that we even have one now. And that is a private driving or whatever. At least we have one that is coming over, that is coming over next month. And it's the biggest in Africa. And it's even bigger than the biggest refinery, Saudi Aramco of USA. Right? So we have to be, we are lucky. So, Saudi Arabia is 625,000 barrels per day, while this one is around 50,000 barrels per day. Having said that, Yeah, benefit. When you import fuel from Germany or Singapore, from anywhere in the whole world, you have to pay the freight. You have to pay for insurance. You have to pay for lightning. Lightning is you take some from the bigger vessel to the smaller vessel. Then, I mean, all those costs will not be eliminated, but we reduce, right? Because the cost of insurance from Germany will be different from the one we are taking from Port Harcourt or from Lekki here, and also the freight too. So those costs will be off the template, which will be around about 40 naira per litre, be off because of local production. And again, we are going to provide employment for Nigerians, because by importing from abroad anywhere, you are giving those people jobs, not Nigerian, right? So, and you can see the chain, right? Even the vessel, all those things, all those, then the master charge can come down, MPA charge can come down, right? So we're going to have some benefits, a lot of benefits, right? And you talk of other jobs for people who are even working in the refinery, and people who are providing other services to the workers there. So we have so many benefits that, and then we conserve foreign exchange. The pressure on our foreign exchange is much. That is why CBN cannot give them the dollar, or banks cannot give them the dollar to import. But if we are going to pay for the crude, but the government can arrange that, okay, pay us in naira. So we are going to take that nonsense off, because we are spending about $10 billion to import every year, and not talk of even the cost of the vessel, which is being paid also in dollar. If the vessel is moving from Lekki to Apa to go and take fuel from the Dagote, it can be paid in naira. So there's going to be a lot of benefit to the government and to Nigerians, and that is when our naira will continue to have value. You can see that it's something we are talking about. We can be coming down if we are producing locally, because we import everything in this country. That's why there's too much pressure on naira. And you know that CBN, what is the reserve they have? It's not about me 34, 32, 36. Well, the highest we are happy, we say $38 billion. And when you have China have about $3.5 trillion reserve. Japan has about $1.9 trillion reserve. So those are countries that they have done well. We are going to get there. That is, we have started now, and we have to thank also the president that we are no more financing the democratic countries in terms of this subsidy for something. And that is what we are getting now. The money we are spending on those the money countries,
smuggled oil into
is what the treaty I want to share now. So Nigeria now should now say, where did this money come from? 2 trillion. But Nigeria too should now hold them responsible.
Now, I was going to ask how they should do that.
We don't have people marrying more wives.
How they should do that, because there has to be. Nigerians are groaning as it is. Nigerians are groaning as it is.
Yes.
Because of the impact of this fuel subsidy removal and the price hike. They are groaning. They are hoping that there wouldn't be any more hike as it is. Yes, you have said that they should begin to hold their governors accountable as it is. How should they go about that? Because, yes, we have seen some states saying that we are going to increase salaries, we are going to do this and that. But how should the people monitor and ensure that the money does not go to voicemail? Like
yes, that is that is what we mean by transparency and
accountability.
I don't see a reason why a governor cannot hold a monthly public
town hall
meeting for how he spends his allocation. I mean, there's many agenda. Okay, 12 billion came in, and we spent, even if you increase salary, there's still a chunk. There's still
a huge chunk.
Yes, we shrunk. They still, if we increase salary by half, I mean by 50%, there's still a bit of money to be spent on vehicles. Okay, let me give you an example. If you say, okay, every month, $500 million on vehicles, to acquire vehicles, you can acquire a vehicle in 1 month. It can be. By the time you spend $500 million every month on vehicles, in a year you are done with that area, and then you subsidize it. By the time then you go to water, go to transportation. More money will be coming. Will be coming now, but how do they account for it? Not that you have said, not that they go and marry more wives. You can imagine some people having about 40 houses in Abuja, one person, right? Is it not madness? So if those things can be curbed, and then we have to be patriotic. The people that we put as leaders has to have conscience and see that all this material where they are, it's going nowhere. Because we have enough in this country. We have more than enough. We have good weather. We have everything. When we have leadership.
All right. The guest we just had now mentioned something that part of the shock that people have now is more psychological than real. Of course, that is not to take away the pain, the reality of the fact that the subsidy has been removed, the price of fuel has gone up, the dollar is dancing here and there, trying to look for his level. The prices of food, prices of transportation, prices of things are going up. Yeah, but that's real. But he was saying that the psychology of it, the fear, the panic, that the impact of that is even more than the reality of it, and which boiled down to the issue of communication. That government didn't communicate adequately, educating the people, taking them through what they are going to expect in the removal of subsidy before it came. Do you see it like that too? Do you share that opinion?
I don't share that opinion because even subsidy regime, it was a good intention. If we are patriotic. If the fuel being subsidized reside in Nigeria, why are we taking it out? If we are patriotic. Right? It's a good intention, but for the benefit of in Saudi, they don't do all those nonsense. Right? In fact, for over so many years, petrol price don't change. Right? They don't smuggle their own, but we do massively. So now coming to your question of why can't they inform Nigerians? If you inform Nigerians that you're going to for example, if some people are saying, okay, the budget is up to June ending to remove subsidy. If President Tinubu had said in his speech that, okay, come the 30th of June, subsidy will go, right? Everybody, including you and I, we go and start filling up our cars. You see people putting jerrycan in your houses. So many houses will get burnt, and some people will even close their station. Your vessel that's coming will wait, and there's going to be chaos within that 30 days. Yes, it's the truth. It's our attitude. It's the truth. So because to take advantage, right? But the pains they have said. In fact, a few days before the inauguration, they said that there will be two decisions that will bring some pains, but the pains will be for some time. They said the FS and the subsidy. They mentioned it before they were sworn in, right? And so, but having seen that that we have pains now, but we have 2 trillion there to share, to be shared now. So if the 2 trillion now is going to be every month growing. Don't be surprised if all the reforms they want to put in place are perfected. They want to open the tax net. They want to do so many things. We can be sharing about 4 trillion every month. Yeah, we can get there. Possible. Then, if this 4 trillion is being used judiciously, then the pain will continue to reduce until it fizzles out. That was why they said we should bear with them, and we should have confidence in them. And now, as they have said, they have made enough money. They are wealthy. They're not coming to take our money. Why we have to do that?
All right, let's look at this compressed natural gas, for instance, that government has also been talking about, and the other option that is being said Nigeria has. How prepared are we? Because this is not the first time we had this conversation around compressed natural gas. We had spoken about that, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. The government had said it was putting measures in place. Are we prepared now for this to come into the mix as a way of cushioning the effect on Nigerians?
Yeah, this is a very big topic you brought up. Big topic. Now, in 2020 or whatever, there was something they called Gas Expansion Program, National Gas Expansion Program. Yes. That was shared by Dr. M.M. Ibrahim. It was a good intention, but it was suppressed because of interest, right? Because of interest.
Really?
The interest is this subsidy that they are chopping. I'm telling you, if we are serious, is 4 years not enough to have done it? When we are #1 gas reservoir in the whole Africa, we are #9 in the whole world in terms of gas reserve. We have it.
Yes.
Not that we are going to, to import it. Now coming back to CNG and gas is a very good option to this fuel. It's going to be half of the price. And which we, for the same distance, and it's cleaner, it's cheaper. It's in terms of pollution, it's none. So, but coming down to preparedness, well, we're not prepared in terms of infrastructure. In terms of infrastructures, we have to sell the gas. We have the facilities. The Ipman filling stations are there nationwide. The Mormon stations are there nationwide, and that man also have some pocket of stations where they can mount this skid and for dispensing. But the conversion of the vehicles to gas, to the gas. If I thought today, we have all the CNG mounted in all the stations today. Where are the vehicles for you to feed the vehicles? Where are the vehicles? Are they converted? No. That's the area I think government should now focus. And that's the area labor, in terms of this, their 8-week deadline they have said, to focus on how do you convert those vehicles. And because the conversion cost is about 350,000, 400,000, 250,000, depending on the capacity of the engines. Can we afford that money individually at this time? Yes. Over the years, we are going to gain it from the saving we are going to make. But in a one-off, how can government come in that area? And also to subsidize, have locations all over strategic places in Nigeria where you can drive in and convert your vehicles. But if we are serious too, it's doable. All these things are what we're supposed to have done years. But because of all these things we are talking of, if you have fast train, if you have good road, if you have in other countries, they power vehicles and through
solar.
Electricity.
No, not electricity. Yeah, I saw it in China, where there's a line that's and they power electricity. But if you try it in Nigeria, you know the thing, right? But that CNG is an option, very big option. In fact, nobody will even go to petrol. Or you just put petrol in your vehicle. It's just a button.
Lagos has imported some buses already.
Even CNG, electricity. There's the one that you got. Your
batteries.
Like your phone. Like your phone, recharge.
Rechargeable.
All those things are options, right? If you have seen a CNG vehicle, right, it also has petrol.
Yeah, I've seen one.
You have seen one. There are many. In fact, NIPCO has. In fact, 40% of vehicles in Benin goes on gas. That's been on for about 10 years there. So if government has replicate that system in those states,
state governments can begin to do that.
With this money coming in now, they can do it.
Yeah.
There's money now. So there's no excuse. There's money.
But they have not received their alert yet. It's just going to be the end. It's going to be the end of this month.
They will share it. They will share it on Wednesday. And by Thursday, Friday.
It's been happening.
I know, because they have not received their alert yet.
Come on Friday.
You're so sure.
There's no excuse for them not to work now. What we are talking about, say they can put it.
Yeah.
They can subsidize their citizens. I mean, look at the area to make to remove this effect of.
Recall that former Minister of Finance Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, when she was around as Minister of Finance, used to publish all of these monies allocated to states. You were talking about transparency if they will not use the monies to marry more wives or marry more.
No, you said it.
You reiterated.
Okay.
We might go back to those days where Nigerians get to know how much goes to local government, how much goes to states.
That would be a good
you know,
way,
and so
I
on,
believe.
That's a good system.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about, transparency. Right? Because I see people taking off their governors, their local government chairmen that, okay, you got 4 billion.
Exactly.
Where's the money?
Where's the money? We have to leave the conversation there now. Mike Osati, National Operations Controller, Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.
Right.